Welcome back to MissPlanIt. So glad you can join me this week. I hope you can see this beautiful, dainty, delicate, I call it ballerina inspired centerpiece. I have a subscriber who just found out that she is expecting a beautiful baby girl, and she asked me, MissPlanIt, can you just come up with something that's signature girly, signature sweet for my upcoming baby shower? And so I like to say that I get inspired by ideas. I try to stay away from themes, but inspiration runs me. So this is an inspiration based on a ballerina. And I have 3 different ballerina vases. 2 of them use mason jars, and one of them uses a basic round globe bowl. So I am going to show you how to make all 3 of the vases, and you can mix and match and use them whatever way you would like. So if you'd like to join me, that's what we're doing this week, our beautiful ballerina inspired vases. All right, come on back and we'll get started. See you soon. All right, so let's get started. The first vase that I'm going to show you how to make is our beautiful pink princess ballerina. So we're going to start with that. And hold on, I forgot something. Forgot the very important thing. So I'm going to show you the supplies we need for that. So the first thing we're going to use is just a regular dollar store mason jar. These are the smooth, so they don't have any embellishments on them at all. That makes it easier for the paint to stick to it. Next, you need your Krylon craft paint. I picked shimmer metallic pink. You can pick any color you would like. And then I have pearls. And of course, this packet of pearls can probably do at least 6, if not 10 of these vases. And as well as the spray paint. It could easily spray paint at least 6 of these jars. So, and then next we have these paper flowers. And remember what I say, always look for a sale. So I always get these things when they are 50% off. So all of these were a total of $2.50. And these will make up a total of 5 to 6 different vases just with this one pack. And then finally, I know you're looking at me like, what in the world is this? This is normally what you would use to make a bouquet. But guess what? When you take it apart, it makes the perfect ballerina skirt, the perfect skirt. And I'm going to show you how to do that. It's really cool. So, and this is $1.50 on sale versus you having to buy the material, cut the material, sew the material. Oh, no. So remember what I always say, when every penny counts, count on MissPlanIt. So this is what we're going to use. So go ahead and gather up your supplies. Get ready. Come on back here. And we will get started with our first vase. I will see you in a minute. All right, so hopefully you got your supplies. So let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna go ahead and get our small mason jar. This is one of those, I believe it's 3.5 to 4 inches in height. And it's smooth again, has no embellishments on it. So you're gonna go ahead and take your paint. This is Krylon Craft Series paint. And you're gonna spray paint it. And ta-da, this is what you will end up with. And this is your base, just your regular spray painted glass mason jar. And you can paint it whatever color you want. I typically do 2 coats. Sometimes my coats are smoother than the other depending on the humidity. So just be aware of that the humidity will affect the drying process. But again, it gives us a little texture, and I just make everything work. So the next step is to go ahead and do the skirt. So again, the skirt is simply a bouquet piece that I just repurpose. Repurpose is a good word. We're going to repurpose it. So let me show you what I did. I simply removed the skirt, and it was very simple to remove the skirt. On the back side of them, they have the little stitching that attaches the pre-sewn, which I love, skirt to the actual plastic cone holder. So you just clip that, and it comes off just as easy as pie. Yay. And there you go. You automatically have your ballerina skirt. And I like my skirt, it just depends on where you want to place it. You can cut it shorter, leave it that same length, whatever size you want. I typically cut mine a little bit shorter, but it's really up to you. So go ahead and clip, get your ballerina skirt ready, and then you're simply going to adhere it in the back with some hot glue. So go ahead and get that step done. I'll get my step done, and I'll see you back here in a minute. See you soon. All right, guys, so we have our skirt attached. It's just simply hot glued to the back with the seam, making it very neat. And the next step we're gonna do is go ahead and add our pearl trim. So it's really your preference. I just like 2 rows of pearls around her waist. It's completely up to you. And all I'm doing is starting, I try to start everything on the back seam so that everything starts and ends at the same place. So I'm going to take my hot glue gun and simply just, got something on there, simply just apply a little hot glue to her skirt and then attach my pearls, let them sit there. Try not to burn myself, let them sit there for a while to dry. And then I just wrap it around. If you want to put another dab of glue to adhere it to make sure it doesn't go anywhere like mine just did. Here we go. Try that again. Stay. There we go. You can do that. And then I don't cut it. I just go ahead and start another row on top. Okay. So I have a little hiccup here. I'm going to have to start a new row because my pearls are a little bit off. So I'm going to finish my pearls on my skirt. You finish the pearls on your skirt, and I'll see you back here in less than 2 seconds. See you in a minute. Bye. Okay, so we have our pearls attached to our beautiful little satin ballerina skirt. Look, my little pink ballerina. And now the wonderful thing you can do with these pearls is you can cover up this ridge so it doesn't look so much like a mason jar. You know, just cover it up. It just gives the ballerina her crown. So let's go ahead and give this ballerina her crowning glory. And we're going to do the same thing. Start in the back where the seam is. So let me find it. I actually hit it really good this time. There's my seam in the back. So that's where I'm going to start. You can start down here. You can start right in the first ridge. I typically start in the first ridge, and usually it takes me about 3 times around. And I'm going to stop and put glue every probably inch to inch and a half to make sure that they don't slide around, fall off. You know, the worst thing is to have this beautiful centerpiece and then halfway through the baby shower, the pearls start falling off because, you know, people want to touch and they want to see, and I get that. So let's make it to where they can touch it and see it and nothing moves. So we're just going to go right on around. Don't worry about the little glue gun spider webs. They can just be pulled off later when it dries. And I'm going to keep going around. And again, with this, I don't cut and start a new one if I can help it. I just continue to wrap it around like so. Make sure I have my hand out of the way so you can see. Just continue to wrap it all the way around. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to continue it 3 rows. So my last row will be right up here. 1, 2, 3. And that will be our ballerina's crown. And then we will be ready for our next step. So why don't you go ahead and get your ballerina's crown, pearl crown on. I'll continue with mine. And we'll meet batch in about 2 shakes. I'll see you in a minute. Bye. Okay, planners. So you have your ballerina's crown on now, and we're going to put on the piece de resistance. We're going to go ahead and take these paper flowers, and we're going to just do a last little bit of an embellishment. So again, this whole pack of paper flowers costs $2.50, and you can see that you have enough paper flower embellishments to do at least 6 of these pink ballerina vases. So let's go ahead and get that embellishment on with just a little dab of glue. Just a dab will do. And it's really your preference. I always like to offset mine, but if you want it in the center, have it in the center. If you want it on the skirt, have it on the skirt. Remember, we just give you the plan, and you get to make it your own. You get to make it work for you and for what you envision. So we have our 2 paper flowers. And then you would simply fill it with whatever flower you would like. Now, because this is a baby shower, I chose baby's breath because it's a baby shower. Now, you can choose whatever flower you would like. It's really your preference, but so just go for it. All right. Little tip: when you want to make a small bouquet, rubber bands work miracles. They can bunch it together and keep it in place, and so you don't have to try to fool with it when it goes into the vase. So that's just a little quick tip. So we're going to go ahead and put our beautiful baby's breath in there, and there is our lovely pink ballerina mason jar vase. What do you think? I hope you like it. So guys, that's just one vase down, and we have 2 more to go. So again, with this particular one, if you just love this one, you can make these, and these can just be your centerpiece. You can make different sizes, you can make different colors, make it your own. And I love, love, love to see your pictures. So you can always upload your pictures to our Facebook page, or you can upload them to our website. Join our DIY community. You'll have so much fun on MissPlanIt.com. So come back in 2 shakes, and we will move on to our next ballerina. See you in a minute. Bye. So we are back, and here's our second ballerina vase that we're going to create for our wonderful subscriber, Sean, who is having a beautiful baby girl real soon. So for her baby shower, this I like to refer to as the princess ballerina. And we all know we want our daughters to be princesses. So what you need for the princess ballerina is a larger mason jar. And this one, again, it has no embellishment on it. It's nice and smooth. That way it just makes it easier for the paint to adhere to it. And for this one, I'm using a Krylon Glitter Shimmer Opulent Opal spray. That's what you see here. And I have this little cute crown, and the crown is so wonderful because the hair clip comes out of it, and we're just going to use the crown part. And I got 6 of these for $1 at the dollar store. Okay, wonderful. Love the dollar store. And also in that dollar lovely bin, I got this wonderful silver rhinestone embellishment that we're going to be using. And finally, I bought a yard of just some trim, some chiffon trim, already made like a skirt. I love the pre-sewn trim. It's my favorite. So go ahead and get your things together and join me back here, and we will make our beautiful princess ballerina mason jar vase. I'll see you in a minute. Bye. All right, so we're back. So I have my spray, and what you're going to simply do is go to an area where you don't want glitter everywhere and spray your mason jar. And what you'll end up with is something along these lines. And I really don't worry about the bottom too much. I just try to make sure that the top is as smooth as possible so that it just is, you know, nice and pretty and sparkly. So we're going to go ahead and take our skirt that we purchased, pre-sewn, yay, and you're going to go ahead and measure it and adhere it to your mason jar with that wonderful hot glue gun. So go ahead and do that, and join me back here in 2 shakes, and we'll continue with our princess ballerina mason jar centerpiece. I'll see you in a minute. Bye. Okay, so now that we have our beautiful tulle skirt on, and we have it all nice and beautiful, we're going to go ahead and add our trim. Again, that dollar bin. Don't walk by the dollar bin without looking at it, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to go ahead and wrap our tulle skirt with our beautiful embellishment. And all I'm doing is eyeball measuring it, as I call it, which basically means looking at it and wrapping it around and clipping it right about where you need it. And again, you're going to adhere this with your hot glue gun. And I'll try to use the back seam whenever possible to match everything up in the back. Just keeps it neat. Hold it for a minute. Okay, and then you can even put a little dab in the front to hold it in place. And finally, keep moving around, and another dab in back. And you can always put more glue if you are just concerned about people handling it. You can put more glue just to be sure. I love how this particular chiffon trim just has a lot of fluff to it, for lack of a better word. I just love that. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take that same, we're going to create a crown for our princess before we put on her crown. So you won't have the rim in the background. You can actually see the embellishment behind the crown. It just adds more sparkle to it, and I just think it looks more finished that way. I just don't like the ridge showing. But if you don't mind the ridge showing, then by all means leave it alone and just put the crown on. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to do that. You do that on your pretty Princess Ballerina vase centerpiece, and I'll see you back in 2 shakes. See you in a minute. All right, so we're back. I have finished my beautiful Princess Ballerina skirt. I finished her pre-crown, because this is going to be what you see behind the crown that we're going to attach to it. And now I'm ready to attach that lovely crown. Remember, I got these crowns for a pack of 6 at the dollar store, and they had little combs that you could just simply detach from them. Very simple. So what we're going to do is we're going to attach this crown using some floral wire, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Very, very simple. And because it's silver, you don't have to worry about hiding it or painting it or covering it or any of those type of things. So let's go ahead and get it ready first. So the first thing I do is I probably get about a 12-inch in length of the floral wire, and it's really easy to cut. So I just cut it, and let's go ahead and get it strung. So I'm going to take each side, and I'm going to put the wire. Hold on, let me try that again. Let's try that again. We're going to do it this way. Here we go. In that side, like there. There we go. And I am then going to take this and put it, make sure I have the seam in the back. Here's my seam. Put it on, put my princess's crown on my princess. Right? And then you're going to pull the wires, real simple. Put the wire underneath the rim, pull the wire, meet it in the back, and simply twist it. Like so. Okay? It's very, very simple. And then when you turn it around, your crown is on. How cool is that? Isn't that cool? Yeah, bet you never use wire for that, flower wire for that. So our crown is on, and you just twist it tight, clip the ends, and tuck it. Twist it tight. There we go. And then I'm going to just clip the ends that are sticking out. They want to clip. There we go. And this other end is kind of short already. And you're just going to tuck it under, making sure that you don't have anything sharp sticking out. Yeah. And there you go. And because again it's silver, you don't have to worry about trying to cover it. And so finally we have our princess mason jar vase done, fit for any princess's baby shower, birthday party, or any kind of thing you got going on. And you're simply then going to go ahead and take your baby's breath. Again, I'm using baby's breath because this is a baby shower, but you can use anything. I would love to see this with roses or, oh my gosh, there's so many options. Too many to say. So now we have 2 princess vases down, and we have 1 more to go. So let's get ready for that one, and I'll see you in 2 shakes. All right, guys, so here is our 3rd princess vase, and this is kind of like the baby princess, you know. She's all frilly and got lace and pearls and little flowers, so she's very, very dainty and delicate. Now, to use this, I use just a dollar store fishbowl vase. Very simple. Okay, and then I got some just pink pearlescent trim and some decorative pink lace trim. And then finally, some paper flowers. Again, get these on 50% off. They're regularly $4.99 and I paid less than $2.50 for them. So, and this one pack can make easily 4 to 6 of these baby pink ballerina lace vases that I just love. They're beautiful. So go ahead and get all your supplies and let's get started for this third and final piece of our princess centerpiece. Princess ballerina centerpiece. All right, I'll see you in a minute. Bye. Okay guys, we're back with our third and final ballerina vase. And this one's using that little simple dollar store Globe Vase. And for this, I'm going to actually use 2 layers of the pink lace for the tutu because I really wanted to have some depth to it. And so it'll really be quite nice. Now, it's your preference where you want your lace to start. I tend to like mine kind of mid-bowl, for lack of a better word. And I usually start in the front to glue it exactly where I want it. So let me do that. So I'm going to go ahead and find the center section of my lace. Right about the center, that's about it. Put my hot glue and really put it exactly where I want it to start. Now, because it's round, it might be a little bit easier to go ahead and glue as you go, just making it easier. And don't worry about if the bottom layer is more flat on the bowl because the top layer will be where your depth will come in, okay? All right, so go ahead and let's do that. I'm gonna turn it around to the back. Again, if you're more comfortable, you can put a little dab of glue on the sides to keep the lace in place. If you want more permanent, I typically do my projects with hot glue because I recycle everything. So once I finish a project, I take it apart, put it in my little craft closet, and then I use it another day. But if you know that you are not going to use these particular items for a different project, by all means, you can use the E6000. That's always great. Use the E6000 on here, and it will not come off. It'll be on there for good. So we're going to go ahead. Let me go ahead and get this first layer on here, and then we'll do the second layer. And we'll move on to our pearl and paper flower embellishments. Get that right there. And you have enough glue that it should just stick there. It does. And you can just trim the end off and that will be your seam. Here we go. So that's our first layer. Really pretty. Once it's good and dry, you can fluff up the tutu. I love that word, tutu. And we're gonna simply put our, kind of like double it. All right, so I'm gonna double mine. You double yours, and I'll see you back here in 2 shakes. See you in a minute, bye. All right, so we're back. And next we get to do the fun stuff and we get to embellish. So for this, it's really your preference. I know I say that all the time, but I don't want you to get all caught up in MissPlanIt said, MissPlanIt said. I am simply here to inspire you and give you an idea of things you can do that maybe you hadn't thought of. And so if you like your embellishment straight across, do your embellishment straight across. If you want your embellishment all the way wrapped around up to the neck of the vase, do that. And please, by all means, post it because I love to see those ideas. It inspires me. So you inspire me. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to do mine like in a little drapey scallop type of deal. And yes, it takes a little bit more time, but I was feeling it. So that's what I'm going to do. So here we go. So I just put a little dab of glue. I'm going to hold it right there. Let it dry for, I don't know, 3, 2, 1. That should be enough. And then I'm just going to simply drape it. I usually don't cut it until I finish draping it, like so. And I'm just going to let it fall where it falls naturally. Let me get that little glue spider web off of there. There we go. I usually just let it fall where it falls naturally. I try not to let it go further than the skirt. So that's where my next one's going to be. So I kind of eyeball it right there. Put my dab of glue. And continue my scallop. And I'm going to simply do this all the way around. And then what I'm going to do is everywhere, 3, 2, 1, let it dry. Everywhere I have the top of my scallop, I'm actually going to put one of these beautiful little pink delicate paper flowers for my little baby ballerina part of my centerpiece. And I'm just going to take one of these, put a little dab of glue on the back of it. Just a dab will do of glue, and ta-da! Isn't that lovely? Okay, then take another one, put our dab of glue on it, and where that one is, ta-da! Now, of course, I would suggest that you finish your pearl first and then go back with your flowers, but I just wanted to show you what I'm getting ready to do. So I want you to go ahead and do that, or embellish it in whatever way that makes you feel good, whatever way you like. Your plan. I'm just starting it, you get to finish it. So go ahead and do that, and I'll be back in 2 shakes, and I'll see you in a minute. All right, so welcome back. So we have finished our beautiful embellishment, and then as you can see, I went ahead and just wrapped the rim of the vase just like we did with the others. And I put hot glue probably every ½ inch or so to make sure everything stays tight, nice and neat. And then we're going to add the final piece to this, which is our beautiful baby's breath. So let me go ahead and get that. And remember, to make the bunches, just put rubber band at the end of it, and it keeps all of the baby's breath nice and bunched. All right, so let's bring all of our pretty princess ballerinas out and put them all together. Here we go. So we can take a look and see what we've done this week. And there they are. Absolutely beautiful job. And remember, each one of these is right at $5 or less than $5. And don't worry about where to get all the supplies. It's all in the description, guys. Or you can go over to our MissPlanIt.com and join our DIY community. And there you can go to a tab we have called To Market, and you can have a direct link to where to purchase all of these items. So excited about that. So if you would like to join our DIY community, we would love, love, love to have you. Please let me know how this works for you. I love your comments. I try to respond to as many of them as I can. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comment section. I want to help you. I want this to work for you. If you're having any challenges with it, I would love to see if I can help you through those challenges. Also, if you like this video, please like it. If you would like to follow us, you may follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram. I think that's everything. Yeah. Okay. And finally, please join me next week. I love to have you with me. Thank you so much for taking the time out. So until next week. Oh, and next week we continue because every princess needs a fancy carpet to be on. So we're going to be making a no-sew table square that we can set our lovely vases on. So I will see you next week for that continuation of the project. Until then, have a wonderful, wonderful week. God bless. See you soon. Bye.